It's Wexley spills the tea. Mr. Lawson, how we just said Lipton today? Is it Lipton? Are we still?
It's
like
brisk, baby.
Oh, it's brisk. Ooh, brisk. All right, a kiss of lemon, as they say.
Yeah, the little claymation Die Hard. You remember the commercial?
I do.
Bruce Willis. That's where I was going with old guy. Yeah. So speaking of some old guys, the Vinnie Mac saga continues. It's been a couple weeks since we've talked about it, but literally right after we recorded last week's episode, it was announced that Stephanie McMahon was stepping up as the new CEO, and then a couple more investigations came out, not only the ones that we talked about, but like another investigation by a separate firm about basically mistrust in the board of directors with their stockholders, like lying and not giving out the right information and shit. Maybe goes back to some of that Saudi Arabia stuff that you remember they were kind of getting flack for because they wouldn't, the whole, so basically they're still getting investigated on even more stuff. And as you know, some old rape allegations from way back in the 80s and early 90s from that referee are coming back out again. So Vinnie Mac, you really can't catch a break right now. And the fact that he's appeared on Raw and SmackDown multiple times and just did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they're putting him out there on TV to kind of rub it in everybody's face. I think it's more for him. I think it's just I'm going to be on TV and do nothing, but I'm going to stay on TV as long as I can to remind people that I'm Vince McMahon. I mean, I don't know. To me, when I was talking about, when all this first came up about the hush money and everything, and I was pretty much talking about to me, this is one of the smaller scandals he's been involved in. I was kind of talking about the rape allegation thing too, which he won that civil case, or something. He won some kind of
basically
hearing.
The statute of limitations at that time, because by the time she tried to do anything about it back then, so that's pretty much why I got thrown out.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that, but I know that he was planning to countersue her before he got into federal trouble for the steroid scandal. So,
yes, and I mean, it's crazy. And speaking of that and the steroid scandal, hearing that about her, which everyone's kind of known about for years, and you kind of go into some of that Cream Team stuff. Have you ever watched those old Phil Donahue episodes where I've watched those before, and then more stuff that comes out, I'm like, wow,
it's crazy.
This isn't really too crazy. They probably are doing this crazy ass shit and have been for years. And the fact that Pat Patterson got fired years ago due to allegations, and they just kind of swept it under the rug and just brought him back in the 90s and didn't say anything. There's so much stuff. It's just, if y'all are listening to this, go check out on YouTube the Phil Donahue interviews with Vince McMahon about. There's a few different episodes where they fired a guy that they did this talent search for. They were trying to find a new commentator, a new TV guy, and this guy was on TV for a little while, a year. He was the new guy that found the talent search, and apparently Pat Patterson and some other people made some sexual passes at him, and he was like, no, I don't want to do that. Then he got fired.
Oh,
and you can watch those Phil Donahue interviews. It gets intense, and it's some real deal shit.
And when were the Donahue things? When did that happen?
Oh, it was in the 80s,
okay.
Late 80s, early 90s. If I can find the link, I'll somehow maybe try to put it in the description or something if I can link the video that I know about that shows it. But it's really damning just to see all that and then put everything together in modern day, and Vince just doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't care. I mean...
He's I'm old at this point. I made it to this age. What happens now, I don't care.
Right.
That's kind of how the vibe I'm getting.
No, I think that you're dead on with that, and that is definitely the vibe that I'm getting as well. What else we got, man?
Okay, some insane shit. So did you hear about this new documentary that's coming out? The Rock, his dad apparently has been banging a lot, and The Rock has 5 half-siblings that all from Canada. He has this whole family he didn't know about. Rocky Johnson was out there in Canada laying the pipe, and The Rock has 5 half-siblings that he just found out about. And this new documentary's coming out called Finding Rocky's Family, and it's fucking insane. What? Rocky Johnson was laying the pipe all through Canada. He was wrestling.
Okay. Wait. So my question to that is, is it one woman with 5 children, or is it just several baby mamas?
No, it's a bunch of different kids.
Okay. So it wasn't So was he aware of them?
No, I don't. I I don't know, but if you see some, like, if you look at the pictures of some of the kids on like the cover of the documentary, they look just like Rocky Johnson, like spit image, like more than The Rock, even, like crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was just out here laying pipe throughout Canada. I'm pretty sure they were all from different people, like most of them. I could be wrong. He could have had a separate secret family of just 5 people, but I mean, dude, insane. Either way it goes, whether it was a one girl, many girls, The Rock has 5 siblings that he didn't fucking know about.
Right.
Which
wild,
that
man.
blew my mind. I was just like, what?
That's wild. I feel like that's the biggest fear of any man, like, that has ever been remotely promiscuous, is that just like one day in like 20 years you're just gonna have some random person come up to you and be like, "You're my dad."
Dude, I wonder how many other pro wrestlers have just like fucking tons of kids out here. Back in the day who are just.
Yeah, it's a scary thought. It's a scary thought. I don't want to think about it for my own life.
Wrestlers, rock stars, just like people who are on tour banging.
Yes, people that are tour in general. Yes. Athletes, musicians,
Yes, all them people. I wonder how. Yeah, there's probably more illegitimate children from semi-famous to famous people that we know about. But goddamn, So, one other thing in WWE news, Logan Paul just signed a long-term at least like a 1-year contract.
Yeah, I think it's like people. I think that a lot of it's publicity. I'm sure he did sign, but I'm sure it's just like okay, we're gonna use you here at SummerSlam. We're gonna use you at the Rumble. We're gonna use you at Mania, and it's like a 3 appearance deal. Like, I don't think it's like a professional wrestling contract, or like I don't even think it's like a Ronda Rousey thing.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see where it goes. Maybe he'll do some more stuff at the Miz, I'm guessing. But
I mean, I would hope so.
Pretty fucking funny, kind of ironic, I guess, news. So earlier this week, old shunned wrestler Joey Ryan.
Oh yeah.
With all these sexual allegations, was spotted working at Disneyland at the Jungle Cruise attraction. Some photos were posted online of him. And everybody's like, aha, he's working at Disneyland, and somehow shit got around to Disney and he got fired.
That is crazy.
Yeah, fucking insane. And like, I think it has something to do with him being around children, maybe, because he had some type of. That's what someone said, but I don't know if he ever actually got.
Was he even like prosecuted for anything?
That's the thing. So that's when I heard that, I was like, I don't know about that. I think Disney is probably like, oh shit, this dude, fuck, we can't have him on the Jungle Cruise.
It's just bad PR.
They just Google it. They just Google Joey Ryan because he's obviously going by his real name, and not Joey Ryan. They like find out the fucking connection there, and they're probably like, fuck. They probably saw the one dick flip video and were like, yep, this guy.
Man, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Joey Ryan. I was never really into him anyway, so it's not much of a loss for me. But it's like, you got the guy's got to at least be able to work for minimum wage.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, let him fucking do something. Maybe not something around kids and young children just because of what he's maybe known for. But like,
that's fair. At
least let him go get a goddamn job at McDonald's or something, dude.
I mean, or you could just like if Disney's gonna have him, at least make him play like a villain, like Gaston or something like
make
that.
Him be,
you know what I mean?
Something where he's not really around young adolescent women.
Sure.
But speaking of, not really, that's not a good transition. I was like, speaking of young adolescent women.
My goodness.
I don't know how that would have worked.
Coming in hot today,
nothing
guys.
really good to transition into this, but dude, so this is just the weirdest thing, I think. Vince McMahon, he's getting all these crazy allegations going on, and Tony Khan is catching heat online this week for hugging wrestlers. Like, people are because I don't know what the deal is, but like he hugged some wrestlers at the press conference, like when they were doing the media thing, and he's like done that before, and they're just like, Vince Russo's really the main one who was like, bro, this is not it. This is just, and I'm like, dude, he's happy. He's just being nice and hugging people that he like. What's so wrong about hugging somebody?
Opinion matter to anyone at all in the world these days? Like, I can't understand that. Like,
and it was like the little WWE only guys on Twitter, and they were just like ripping Tony Khan, like, oh, he's a weirdo, like, blah. I'm like, he's literally just hugging people, just being nice, like being happy. Like, what the fuck? He's not out here sexually assaulting his staff members and then giving them hush money.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, is what it is.
I mean, like, literally, you know how like the both hardcore extremist sides go, like one person does any little thing that they could pick at, they're gonna be like, blah blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
You know these fucking stands of the single companies, lame as hell.
We hate the stands here at the show. We just don't like them. We're not fans of stands in general.
Well, I'm a fan of Tony Khan, and I'm a fan of, I guess, like, I was going to say Vince McMahon, but I mean, I'm a fan of the character of Mr. McMahon, if you want. We'll say that. I'm a fan of the character
I'll
of Mr.
say it.
McMahon.
I'm a fan of Vince McMahon. I'm a fan of that dude. That dude has done, like, look at my goodness, man. We're almost in like a Michael Jackson situation. It's like, do I want him like to hang out with? Nah. But like, I'm not just canceling all the things that he's done in the world. Like,
dude.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can't just like, I mean, yeah, like I don't want to talk about Michael Jackson's personal life, but I'm not gonna stop listening to Thriller anytime soon. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, I'll watch Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold any day. But Tony Khan got some shit rolling with the ROH. They announced Death Before Dishonor July 24th. They officially put out like the new logo, the new merch, and everything. And it's basically the original, well, not the original ROH logo, the second version of the ROH
like
logo
early
without
90s Ring of Honor.
Without the italicized little shit. So it's pretty much the same thing. I like the vibe. I just want to get a TV deal, a streaming deal, a YouTube, something, an ongoing weekly thing announced soon, because I'm getting tired of it and sprinkled into AEW.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I think they're just going to keep it in as just part of AEW.
Well,
it sucks, and I hate
sucks.
that.
I'm glad Ring of Honor's staying alive though, because I love me some Ring of Honor.
30 titles and like nothing, and they're about to do a trios title. It's like, dude, you guys have way too many belts right now. Like,
yeah. It's kind of getting oversaturated, but I mean, they have a huge roster. So as long as they can make, like you said, make it dark or something, an actual weekly something, if they can switch one of those, then I think you can maybe work that out a little bit more. Have more title defenses on YouTube.
I agree.
Like kind of strictly move those ROH titles more to the YouTube shows.
Yeah, I agree fully.
I think it would work.
That's the best bet.
But I mean, so there's not much more in the AEW news. Alan Angels, number 5 from the Dark Order, his contract has expired. They did not re-sign him. And Blood and Guts was really good last night.
Blood and Guts was, I heard it was great. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I do have it on DVR. Of course, I've seen the viral Sammy bump that's like everywhere. And it looks like a decent bump. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It but it's,
it was nice.
It's a stunt bump, you know?
It was safe enough.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And like not even just like the main show, but the undercard, dude, we got Christian Cage came out, cut a sick ass fucking promo, more on Jungle Boy, and then he introduced the new heel turn Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
With Christian, and I thought that was fucking fantastic. He's like wearing all black, kind of got like old school Kane vibes, maybe just like a little bit of something mixed in there, because he's way more athletic than fucking Kane ever was. But dude, I'm liking that vibe though. Heel Luchasaurus with Christian, and even if he stays heel or ends up turning back face, whatever happens, I think they're going in a good direction with that. That's one of the best stories they got going on in AEW right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think the sky's the limit for Jungle Boy. I think this is just kind of the beginning of him getting a solid introduction into the singles area there. What's going on with Wardlow, man? What's he doing?
He actually is challenging the Scorpio Sky, the TNT champion, next week in a street fight for the title.
Okay. All right. Well, he'll probably win that thing.
Yeah, and I agree with what Miro said. Hot take. He said the TNT title has went to shit since he lost it.
Yep.
It's just kind of lost its prestige. So hopefully Wardlow can put some respect on it, because they say the man doesn't make the belt, or no, the belt doesn't make the man makes the belt.
That's correct. That's
correct.
I think both the TNT title and the TBS title are useless. Especially because I don't like the way they look either, and I think that All Atlantic title that we're going to talk about in the show is
so much cooler. It's amazing.
It is beautiful. It's like it's like a brand new Intercontinental title. You know what I mean? Like it makes me feel good.
For some reason, I think the TBS and the TNT title are still remnants of Cody Rhodes. I think he had a lot to do with the design of those titles. So maybe that's just like a little thing. And then eventually, what if they end up changing networks? They're going to have to get rid of those titles.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should just drop them. I think they should just stop talking about them and just pretend like they are just gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely think they should
have
just
some unification matches. Both women's titles get unified, and the All Atlantic and the TBS gets unified.
Yep, I agree. TNT. Yeah. I think that would be the best bet.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into goddamn New Japan Pro Wrestling X AEW, the Forbidden Door.